Testing 1, 2.
Good morning, everyone. We'll be with you just a moment. Be with everybody in just a moment. Before we get started here, as usual, everyone, we're streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, Roku, Amazon Fire, all the usual places. If you are needing to multitask on your mobile device, switch over to Twitch. We're on Twitch, and when you put the Twitch app in the background, you can still hear it. All right, why don't we say we get this show started here? Well, good morning, everyone. Let's try that one again. The Monday morning tech problems. Oh, I just love it. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the DYOR land. In the great digital media sphere, everyone has a little bit of a different name for some reason than their actual name. Striking Balls is the name that Reddit gave me when I signed up for them, and I kept that name. Some people take it as I play golf, which I do. I do play a lot of golf. But other people take it as getting sucker punched in the area, as they say. And so I kept the name, whittled it down to just Striking, and so I use that in the digital media world. Anyway, it is May 22nd, 2023. I can't believe it's Monday again. Monday Mania. Last week we did Monday Meme Coin Revenge because it was the week after Pepe. The Pepe is over now. But like I say all the time, what a week it's been. Last week was a big week in internet land, or I should say crypto land, because it was Bitcoin 2023 time. Let's see if I can get the right background up here. Nope. Anyway, let's welcome to DYOR Live, the morning show. Morning show for crypto here. Well, it's most of the time in the morning. Sometimes I have it in the afternoon. As you can see, we've got some new logos. We got a new D here because I frequently call the network now that I'm here on the big D, so I'm using that now. Switched over the logos to a new DYOR Live logo. Hope everyone likes it. Hope everyone just keeps watching anyway. As you know, we do this show. We've been doing it at 9 a.m. Eastern time because the Crypto Lifer comes on at 10 a.m. and I like to watch the Crypto Lifer and get a little insight onto the technical analysis he does on for the people that day trade. I'm not a day trader, but I learn a lot of information from him. So I like to watch him. Anyway, that's our, like I said, that's our new logo. There's a link in the comments down below for those of you watching live. For those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching live. Appreciate it. And as I said in the housekeeping at the beginning, while we're live on YouTube and in Telegram, in the Space Lounge Telegram room, just search Space Lounge. Or below in the comments, there's a link to the Telegram room in which you can click join the Space Lounge room and ask any questions about what's going on in crypto, and I will try to answer them. Encourage everyone that's up this morning in Canada, where I am now. It is a holiday. This is one of the years in which Victoria Day in much of the Commonwealth, as they say, does not overlap with the United States Memorial Day, observed Memorial Day weekend. So we got different holidays. So the markets are open today in the U.S. And man, as we all know, crypto is open all the time. And so we are live and not worrying about any holidays. So like I said, so if you're watching on YouTube or any of the locations in which when you put me in the background, so you can check your email or something like that, and the stream shuts off, switch over to the Twitch app, search DYOR Media, and watch it. And on the Twitch app, you'll be able to multitask on your phone and still listen as if it was a podcast and get along with your day's business. If you're on your desktop, well, I'd just love it if you just put me up in a nice little corner there every morning and was entertained. Put this link back up here. I don't know why the link's not going up. That link. There we go. So good morning, everyone. Need to subscribe, to comment, and for voice chat questions, see the link in the comments to the Telegram room where you can join me live. Encourage everyone to do so. Sorry, Callie. Now is not the time. The dog trying to get a little love here this morning. Anyway, this week was Bitcoin 2023. And like in my description, a lot of the feedback from everybody has been very, very good. In the fact that, hold on, let me get rid of this. In the fact that, as we all know, and I go on week after week here, about, and so do most people in the crypto sphere, that the U.S. government has not been a happy camper with crypto, and we've all seen how businesses are just leaving the U.S., setting up shop in Switzerland, in the Crypto Valley, setting up shop in the Dubai Financial Center District, I believe they call it the DIFC in Dubai. It's a free zone where you can set up a business. They set up great regulation that's fair to everybody. and very little taxes, I might add. And everyone's flocking over that way. And so everyone was believing that Bitcoin 2023 was going to be doom and gloom. And as it turns out, it wasn't. It wasn't. There was a lot of people there. As they say, the OG crowd was there. All the people that got crushed in the past year or two stayed away from Bitcoin 2023. Lots of new people, but all the OGs, as they say, were there, of which I am not one of. Otherwise, I would have been there. But more to the point is that they were talking about the development. And of course, one of the big development things now is the Lightning Layer 2, Bitcoin Layer 2 Lightning. Let's see if I can get this article up and find it. Nope, I'm not on the right website. I'm Cointelegraph. Anyway, so a lot of development in the Lightning. I call it the Lightning Round. Wasn't that a game show? But anyway, a lot of development with Lightning, and people were using Lightning in their Satoshi wallets to pay for things. And before and previous Bitcoin shows, when people get together, all the vendors, they set up so they can take Bitcoin, obviously to promote Bitcoin. And you were sending someone 0.00125896 Bitcoin, kind of a pain in the ass. Now someone just says, send me 1 million sats, or not even 1 million sats. Send me, 500,000 sats, or whatever it is. For this, so nice round numbers, things you can remember easily, type easily, and of course it's instant and free. You didn't need to wait 15 minutes for the Bitcoin blockchain to validate your transaction. It happens immediately. So that was a big thing, and we got a lot of good feedback from it. A lot of the let's see if I can get the Twitter. A lot of the usual. Yeah, let me get. Let's get the. As we can see here, lots of the usual. If you just saw the guy in the wizard hat, someone paid a lot of money, $5,000 to go to, or a lot of people paid $5,000 to go to an event in which people dressed like wizards and danced on the stage. I think you're about to see it here again. But if we could get people to just not do the bro things when they, okay, I guess I'm not going to see it again. When they do their pictures at events like that, it would bring a lot more credibility to everybody involved. Oh, of course, the Bitcoin 2023 hashtag is full of spam. Full of spam. Yes, I forgot one of the big things about this one was that there were a lot of presidential candidates there. I believe there was 3 presidential candidates gave their speeches at Bitcoin 2023, and while they all have a very divergent background in their policies, all of them spoke on the merits of digital currencies and distributed ledger technology, which is very, very good. Unfortunately, none of these guys have a chance in hell at winning the election. Robert Kennedy Jr. there needs to unseat Joe Biden in the nomination process, which is probably not going to happen. I am certainly no predictor of presidential elections. I think I've been wrong every time. If that says anything at all. So that's been it's been good though to bring the kind of force the issue, and I believe it forced the Biden policy group, the Democratic Party, to embrace crypto, kind of going against what the regulators have been doing. I'll try and add that to a future show. And of course, all the usual suspects at Bitcoin 2023 with Preston Pish and Michael Saylor. Pish. I don't know how to say his last name. I've probably never heard it. But like I said, everyone had a good time, and we had all the presidential candidates stop by. Not all of them, 3 of them, which is enough. And 2, the amount of development going on. As we all know, the BRC20 projects, the Bitcoin ordinals, have taken everything by storm, and it's dividing the Bitcoin camp right in half. And the Bitcoin blocks, not blocks, but the divisors, the Satoshis, they have a little space in there where someone figured out how to write data to it. And apparently once you write the data to it, it's there forever. Of which I am sure somebody will be able to figure out a way to rewrite the data. Going forward, not in the past. And so they can put information in there, and that information stored on the blockchain forever, which is seemingly a good thing. But since Bitcoin wasn't designed for that, this newfound ability for people to do that kind of ramped up the usage of Bitcoin amazingly. It just blew it up, and the transaction costs went through the roof. And the developers in Bitcoin have spent so much time coming up with the Lightning Network and a layer 2 solutions in order to offload a lot of the small transactions onto a layer 2 chain that they didn't want something coming back and exploding the usage of the layer 1 chain, because it raises the transaction costs and slows it down, and it drives everyone crazy when for small transactions you want to send someone $100 in Bitcoin, and suddenly it costs $10 in fees. You're like, oh, wait a minute, that's not what I signed up for. And so the camp is divided, but I do have to say, while they have the only way to eliminate these ordinals thing is to have a Bitcoin fork, and to fork it, go forward, and to eliminate that. But there is zero talk amongst that, because all the people that have to agree to fork it and do it are making a ton of money on these high transaction fees. So it's just not going to happen. Anyway, like I said, the camp is divided with a lot of the old school Bitcoin people, Jason and Nick. They want this stuff off the blockchain. And rightly so. They want it. Someone's got to figure out a way to get this ordinal stuff off into the transaction part of it, into another layer. I'm not a Bitcoin blockchain technical person. People on the replay are going to be like, "You can't do that." I don't know how all that works. All I know is that people want it off because it's driving the transaction costs, and other people are saying, "Hey, we want it on because it's driving adoption." That's what's called letting the market sort it out. Anyway, but these ordinals are going crazy. And basically what it is by allowing to inscribe data into Satoshis, people can essentially mark them for life. Like I said, till someone learns how to rewrite them. Let's see, who's this one? Tulsi Gabbard delivers a powerful keynote speech at Bitcoin 2023. Some of the tools that they're using, that this elitist cabal is using. Oh, great. Now YouTube's going to get my voice here reading this. Well, it says a lot what I've been talking about over and over, and it's weaponizing our federal agencies and law enforcement to go after their political opponents. Let's see if I can... what this one will bring up when I put it on screen. Not showing on screen. Oh, there it is. The video doesn't play when I bring it up on screen. Chief Nerd posted. Thank you, Chief Nerd, for that. Where is that? Here we go. Once again, everybody, I am live in the Space Lounge today. Towards the end of the show, I'll take voice questions and answers. Let's see, what other are the good... oh wait, this is a wrong thread. The meme coins are really struggling. They're trying. They're trying in my... well, I'll go over my latest episode of Wrecked here in a little bit. And here is one of my favorite posters. I'm trying to get her on my show. Caitlin, I'd love for you to be on my show. Everybody, this is Caitlin Long's Twitter feed. Caitlin is the CEO of Custodia Bank, the bank that famously got quashed by the Federal Reserve for not being able to participate in the fractional banking system. They weren't going to be a fractional bank. They were going to be a fully backed bank. The Fed said, nope, can't do it. And they gave a bunch of other reasons too, of which I'm certainly not qualified to talk about at length. But Caitlin's been on the social media warpath. And here's the speech from presidential candidate. I'm not going to get his name right. We'll just call him Vivek. Vivek quotes Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson would have been mining Bitcoin if he were alive today. I think Vivek, we should just call him Nostradamus, because he can predict not the future. Anti-Nostradamus. Predict not the future, but he can predict the past. Anyway, he says Thomas Jefferson would be a Bitcoin miner because he supports innovation. And he said, my focus if elected president will be to reform the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve certainly needs reforming, but in small increments at a time. Let's see if we can get him on here. I gotta make that bigger, don't I? Let's see if I can make this bigger here. There we go. Now that's bigger. Like I said, Caitlin, or if you're listening, which I know you're not, or if you're someone close to Caitlin, come on my show, please. I want to have a good conversation with you about U.S. government regulation and how you got to the point where you are in your life in taking on the bank establishment. Let's quickly check the social media people here. Let's see, where are we with this? Checking LinkedIn here. Welcome, everyone. Failed to post the comment. I'll never understand. I'll never understand LinkedIn. Nope, doesn't. Every time you think you're allowed to do something, they change it. They change the rules. They change the streaming rules. They change the... Well, you're not even allowed to delete things. If you post your show live as an event, and you make a spelling error. I made a spelling error once. And it was just a wrong word, there versus there. And so spell check didn't catch it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was for a client. And so I had to change it. But you can't. LinkedIn won't let you change it. LinkedIn, fix that. Understand you're trying to stop spam and keep everything legit, but you got to fix that. Anyway, back to the tweeter. Where is it? There's Caitlin with Robert Kennedy. Interestingly enough, she met him on an airplane in 1997. sat next to him, and is kept in touch with him pretty much to this day, she said in one of her interviews. Enough to her to make sure that he was highly involved in the crypto world. The Bitcoin conference. As president, I will make sure that your right to hold and use Bitcoin is inviolable. I'm not sure even how to pronounce that correctly. Anyway, good rhetoric from presidential candidates. Unfortunately, very little of them have any chance to win or actually affect policy. Let's see. Alex Thorne getting dropped off at Bitcoin 23 in Miami by my friend in Bitcoin, apostate, Nick Carter. Good for you guys. There's a buddy crypto lifer, Sam Price. He enjoyed his time in Florida at Miami. I think next year it's not in Miami. It's gonna be in Nashville. Anyway, Sam has been posting. First time he went to the Bitcoin conference was last year, Bitcoin 2022. And I think that was his first time to Florida since he was a little kid or something like that. And he loved it. And so he's been posting a lot on Twitter and talking about it on a show about moving to Florida. He said, I'm moving to Florida. It's great and all this kind of stuff. It goes there for a conference in which you're entertained. You see all your workmates. You talk, your life's goals with people in the same industry with you are. You stay in a nice hotel room. You go to nice dinners at the good restaurants in Miami. Of course, Florida is going to be great. Of course, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. It's like vacation, a working vacation. But living in Florida is different. I've been living in Florida. My grandparents lived there for a long time. My parents live there now. I just got married there. Florida's tough. Florida's a tough place. Let's remember there's no winter in Florida, but in southern Florida, it's blazing hot for half the year. And you have really freaky weather. You have freaky weather. And then everything's great. I mean, if you can afford, a really expensive house that's super built, brand new and built to the hurricane standards, then you really don't have anything to worry about. But if you got an older joint, or if you got to live inland a little bit because it's too expensive near the beach, a hurricane's going to blast you. And as we saw in Fort Myers, people got wrecked. Wrecked, and more wrecked. and absolutely more wrecked. We're going to add a video here to talk of speaking of wrecked. Speaking of wrecked. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's a new episode of Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked Out. It stops playing when I go off the... Well, that's interesting how they do that. I just figured that out. Can you hear it? No. All right, we'll just let that play there for a little bit. Anyway, a new episode of Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked, in which we go over a couple of the dexes that have been exploding. So I encourage all of you to go to the DYOR Media channel and get the latest copy. Get the latest copy. Download the latest copy. Stream the latest copy. It is. I don't think I haven't put it up on Roku yet, but it's on Amazon Fire because it goes up there much more quickly. And watch the show. It's about Kokomo Finance. It was a DEX that had an epic rug pull. Another example of when people put their money, and a lot of money, $4 million worth, actually it turned out to be $5.5 million. Put their money in a project that has no doxed devs, a team that's unknown. Just random people. I'll never get it. And of course, one day, what do those devs do? Yeah, they rug you. And so here you can see the... where is it? There it is. There's the CerTick graph of it. 99%. I think it was 100%. They took everything. But they did it, like I said, they did it the old-fashioned way. They had a whole bunch of tokens, and then they deployed. It was a proxy contract. Then they upgraded the proxied contract to be malicious and allowed them to sell all the tokens that were locked up. The details of which that there's endless threads about it, that from Slow Mist and from Peck Shield and CerTick and all the usual suspects. Anyway, so there's a new episode of Rugged. Where's the what was the second story on Rugged here? That's right. Not Pepe, but Pepe XL. Pepe XL. Watching you, Pepe XL. Watching you. They're banning people in their Telegram. Their DApp's not working right. Blacklisting wallets. So we are watching you. Anyway, once again, let's take a minute here to do the social media check. It's also a good time. Let's hear from our sponsor, AuditChain. AuditChain is launching their project right now. And let me get them up here. AuditChain is launching their project. They are just come out of their Mumbai testnet and are spinning up their validating nodes, which are available for everyone in the world to use and participate in which they can review companies' financial statements for accuracy. And they also have software that companies can use to ensure that they are reporting correctly. And I'll leave it to the promoted ad and to the AuditChain people themselves to discuss it. But they're coming out. Not their CEO, their lead architect, the person kind of behind designing it all for the company there. His name is Jason Myers. Jason was recently in Dubai and setting up a partnership with the DIFC in Dubai. DIFC. Google that, right? The leading financial hub of the Middle East, Africa, and Southeast Asia region. I see it's no longer MENA, it's now the MISA. Anyway, they have 36,000 people working there and 4,300 active companies, many of which are new because of the crypto rules that they have established there. And so AuditChain is setting up a partnership there with the DIFC, in which on the AuditChain on the Brink series of podcasts that I host, you will hear more information about that. But for right now, let's hear from AuditChain, or from me about AuditChain.
Let me take a moment to pay the bills here and talk a little bit more about our sponsor, AuditChain. Most of you know that crypto exchanges have been taking a beating about transparency, and many groups out there are trying to solve that. But AuditChain has already done that. AuditChain's protocols and network of validators can mathematically prove that a company's entire financial state, not just proof of reserves, but a proof of state, and whether or not that company is providing accurate reporting and information to the respective government regulators and to the public. Seriously, you and I can check crypto companies and traditional companies' financial reports for transparency and accuracy using a logic and reasoning engine called Pulsechain that records its output where? On the blockchain. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, blockchain technology is now able to be used to check on traditional companies. Behind me is a list of companies that comprise the S&P 500, S&P 100. In essence, the largest US companies by size. More than one quarter, 29 out of 100, have problems with their reports. Remember, accounting and other corporate systems are garbage in and garbage out. So if there are problems with the data out for these companies, in red here, what does that mean? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There are problems with the data going in. And this was figured out not by accounting or auditing firms and fleets of consultants. This was compiled and reported on by AuditChain's Pulsechain validating nodes and took only 5 minutes. It's revolutionary and it's a disruptor technology. AuditChain.
Well, thank you to AuditChain for sponsoring this show. AuditChain sponsors this show and everything on the DYOR Media Network that I'm involved in. Thank you to that. There'll be more coming up from them. As I said, go to the AuditChain Telegram room. There's a link to their website in the comments below, and on their website is the link to their Telegram room, their official Telegram room, and learn all about it. And of course, pay attention to their On the Brink series of podcasts that I hold for them. More carnage in the exchange industry in the US. It's not good. It's not good, ladies and gentlemen. Not good. The business is still being given to people here. Now Hotbit shutters, closes its exchange, says, we're done. We are done. We can't do it anymore in the US. It's too much. The team behind Hotbit said centralized exchanges become increasingly cumbersome, adding that users should withdraw their funds. They halted operations, citing a litany of issues and suggesting that centralized exchanges are not viable long term. On a statement posted on the company's website, Hotbit said operations would cease in the early hours of May 22nd, asked users to withdraw. It's been 5 years and 4 months. Hotbit team has been proud to participate in a wonderful crypto show with 5 million users. However, it's with great regret that we have made the decision to stop all essential exchange operations. Now think about that. They have 5 million users. I'm guessing they don't have 5 million accounts, or they don't have 5 million daily users. But they have 5 million accounts. They have probably a couple of million active users. And they have to stop. Imagine developing anything. And you're a small businessman, entrepreneur, and it's not just like, oh, we got our first customer, we've got 10 customers, we've got 100 customers. Oh my gosh, they've got 5 million, and they can't make it work. And why can't they make it work? Because of the government regulation. That being said, there needs to be some government regulation, or at least industry regulation in the exchange industry, because there's a lot of money there. And as we can see, so with FTX, in the shenanigans with other exchanges using depositors' money in ways that they shouldn't. That there needs to be regulation. I mean, that's what the banking does. They use depositors' money to re-lend out. And then people deposit, they re-lend it out, deposit, re-lend it out. But the crypto industry was not regulated like that. So there's problems with it. But anyway, if there is an increasingly, we'll just say, the thumb being put on everyone's head, which is happening in the U.S., people just close up shop. I'll have to say one of the issues with centralized exchanges is that it used to take a tremendous amount of people just to run the exchange. And now people are able to run a basic exchange with 2 or 3 people. They can the software, they can buy the software, they can lease the software as a service. It's easy to set up. And so what regulators tend to think of exchanges is that they are these massive companies like Coinbase with thousands of employees, and so they can just say, well, you need to do all these regulatory things. You have to have, a team, a risk management policy with a team and a director of risk management that handles anti-money laundering and KYC and all this type of stuff. And these people are like, there's only 3 of us. Yeah, only 3 of us. And it's very hard. It's very hard for regulation to take place where there aren't people or resources to do it. Because it's very difficult to say, this is the United States. You can start any business you want. But certain types of businesses, you have to start with 1,000 people. I mean, that doesn't work, right? I mean, Coinbase didn't start with 1,000 people. Coinbase started as an exchange and went under the radar as long as they could until the government started saying, wait a minute, there's billions of dollars going through here. The banks are like, wait a minute, that money's not being traded through us. So it takes a lot of effort. Not a lot of effort, a lot of money to start up an exchange or a financial services company in a method that all the regulators would agree, hey, yeah, that meets all our checkboxes. You have to start from scratch. Huge. Which we all know is impossible. Impossible. Impossible? Impossible. So Hotbit, they took their shingle down to, that's it, bye-bye. Now, that being said, I'm sure some of my fellow internet sleuths and reporters will be very interested in finding out what was going on behind the scenes in Hotbit. Certainly, if they're shutting down, that means they're also probably hiding something too. This isn't my... Anyway, that's it from Hot Down. Oh yeah, there's the attack on Tornado Cash. One of my common phrases is, if you just pay attention, you'll get ahead in the world. And the people that run Tornado Cash, the governance voters, totally missed. Someone came and proposed a change to the Tornado Cash protocol, and everyone voted for it without reading it. And it basically said that the hackers can take control of Tornado Cash. Tornado Cash governance attacker offers DIO a new lifeline and an expensive lesson. Tornado Cash's governance troubles may be coming to a conclusion after the attacker proposed returning the ill-gotten Tornado tokens. Just days after taking over the project's governance, the Tornado Cash attacker has submitted a new proposal to revert the damage they've caused. On May 18th, the Tornado Cash DAO accidentally voted in the malicious proposal after failing to properly audit its contents. Tornado Cash is a privacy-preserving mixer on the Ethereum network. We all know that we Americans can't use it because the U.S. government thinks it has the ability to put a protocol on a sanctions list and sanction them for being basically weapons of war. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. U.S. government way overstepped their authority there. But there's no one to sue the U.S. government, so it stays. The attacker was able to grant themselves 1.2 million Tornado tokens, giving them the control over the governance of Tornado Cash. Then they basically stole 372 ETH. Let's see whether the proposal had nothing to do with handing over tokens. Any members said it asked the community members to vote for or against increasing the amount of Tornado tokens needed to become a relayer, penalize relayers attempting to avoid having their stake slashed, blah, 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 blah. Malicious proposal now in place. The attacker is able to withdraw all locked governance votes and drain all the tokens from the governance contract. Summary, the attacker drained the Tornado tokens from the governance vault, meaning they had all the voting power. They did make a proposal to revert the changes. Because the attacker has the majority of voting power, the governance mechanisms are essentially meaningless. The attacker then submitted a new proposal that would return the Tornado tokens they had given themselves. but they still have total control over the Dow. Very strange. Very strange. We'll be following up on that. That could be the end of Tornado Cash. The U.S. government couldn't quash it. Still used. In fact, in my last episode, or my next episode of Wrecked, we have another DEX that got wrecked, and that got spirited off the Tornado Cash. All right. While I'm talking about that stuff, let's do a quick social media check. For those of you that are listening on YouTube, thank you very much for listening. Appreciate it. Appreciate the views all the time on YouTube. For those that someone actually caught me, I use Vimeo as my content delivery network. Someone from the Vimeo sphere got this dropped in front of them on their algorithm. Very few people do, I might add. Very, very few people do. You know, I'm going to have to do the LinkedIn version on the phone because it just won't let me post. I got a thumbs up. Hey, thumbs up. Also, coming up on the this week, we're going to have tomorrow, which I'll go over this too. We're going to have Chris from Vault Token and Novation talking about, he's going to have an AMA tonight on his own Telegram about this project and what's going on with that. So we're going to have him on the show tomorrow to talk about all the updates and all the new things coming out from Vault and Novation. We're also going to have Anton Golub. Anton is a Swiss gentleman that's been involved in the crypto industry for many years and has started 3 different companies and exited them quite well, and has been doing a lot of reporting and writing on crypto kind of regulations, how the money moves behind the scenes in crypto. I don't mean gray market transfers. I mean how crypto gets funded, the kind of the secondary banking market, that type of stuff. Very good stuff. I suggest all of you follow him on LinkedIn. And then we'll likely have Sasha from Poodle Token back on talking about their exchange also. Some of the things coming up. Oh, yes. Let's try to get a little thanks to everybody here. Let's see. Okay, welcome everyone. All right, there we go. All right. Strangely enough, LinkedIn's been very good to me lately with views. Appreciate that. Appreciate them a lot for running some kind of algorithm that gets me views on that. Don't make any money on the great LinkedIn, but for those of you watching on LinkedIn, you can always go over to YouTube and watch. My shows are warehoused on YouTube, Roku, Amazon TV. They're on Twitch for a week if you want to re-listen in the background. Like I say, you can listen while multitasking on your mobile device by using the Twitch app. And let me grab the... where is... No. All right, we got a little bit coming in till... Let's get the crypto lifer up. The hour goes fast here. I started a little late today. As usual, had a little audio trouble at the beginning. Always love that. What sucks about it is that I can quickly fix that. But what you can't fix is all the other platforms. You can edit out the beginning really quickly. So if you have a technical gaffe at the beginning, you can just edit that out. Not with YouTube. Nope, you have to wait like a whole day. You have to wait for a whole day to be able to edit the front of it off. All right, as you can see, I got the lifer in the bottom TV over here. Quickly wanted to go over some things to think about this week in Bitcoin. Not in Bitcoin, but in crypto in general. This week, we do have some manufacturing numbers coming out this week to pay attention to. The Dow Industrials kind of tracks that. And also the service industry, not just the manufacturing industry, but the service industry numbers are coming out today in the U.S. Usually pretty good. Pretty good indicators of what's going on. Also, Wednesday is the Fed's Open Market Committee meeting minutes that they put out. They release those, and you get an idea of how the commissioners of the Fed, or the directors, or whatever their names are at the Fed, came to the conclusion about what they needed to do. So you get to see their minutes from their meetings. Thursday's unemployment claims, always a good harbinger for the market. Like I say, people always ask about the bear markets and bull markets. One way to tell about if the markets are going up in general, not just crypto, but in general, is the number of people employed. And if there's more people employed in jobs that have IRAs or pension funds, that means more money weekly being put into the stock market, put into investments. And those billions and billions and billions of dollars adding every week just adds up and causes buy pressure every week. And then on Friday, the core price indexes are coming out. I don't know the acronym, core PCE, but it's the basics. The inflation of the basics in life, agriculture, basic manufactured products. And then one of my people that I follow, the summary about Bitcoin this week. Bitcoin needs to hold above the moving average 200-day weekly, which is currently at 26,100 to continue its bullish rally. Otherwise, if they lose it, we can expect to see Bitcoin dropping to 24,700, which would bring us to I'll just say to another level that has a lot of liquidity, and then they can grab the liquidity that is there. Market makers are still in consolidation range. For some reason, CZ is very silent on Twitter. I don't know why and volume is getting low right here. And while one poop coin, meme coin after another keeps pumping, avoid trading this range in Bitcoin with low volume. It's fully manipulated and will cost you a lot of money. Prepare your orders and be ready when market makers start with their next big move. And I can tell you that from personal experience that if you were like, oh, I'll just play around in the futures markets or something like that, or even in the spot market when it's trading thinly like this, small orders, take out your stops and you get hammered. Just absolutely hammered, unless you watch it all day like this and are watching the indicators very closely about things. What I believe is a common tactic, if an exchange is going to come in and buy, say they want to buy $10 million worth of Bitcoin to add to their thing, what they first do is sell $5 million in Bitcoin to clear out all of the longs on their order books. And then they buy $15 million worth. And their selling dropped the price, cleared out their books of their longs, and then they bought what they did. And so, but they didn't need to pay their longs in their futures markets. It's a theory. I'm working on it. I know. It's a theory. All right, what else we got for us this week? I went over things to think about in Bitcoin. Bitcoin 2023. Hit a couple of the important news things. A new episode of Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked. I highly suggest all of you check that out. The other news I had up here, Gemini, they got in bed too far with DCG. And there's a fighting match amongst them. Not good. Oh yeah, this way I wanted to address this too is been going around the Twitter sphere like crazy. Is MetaMask withholding customers' crypto for taxes? It's not, for some reason, in their terms and conditions. In section 4.3, which someone finally caught for reading it, it says you have to pay your taxes and we'll withhold if we have to. And the owners of MetaMask Consensus came out and said, no, that's all internet, fake news. But people are like, it's here in your terms and conditions. It wasn't a fake picture of it or fake news. People are like, no, here's me scrolling through your terms and conditions. Here it is. In what Consensus says, it says the company informed its Twitter followers that the rumors were based on inaccurate information drawn from a misreading of the terms and services. I went and read the terms and services. It was pretty clear. It was pretty clear. It says we will withhold taxes if we need to. But the company said, well, that's not what that means. It says the company clarified the tax section of its terms and services exclusively referred to the products and paid plans offered and had nothing to do with the on-chain crypto transactions. Then they should have said that. Legal terminology can be complex, but it's crucial to emphasize that this section does not apply to MetaMask or its other products that doesn't involve sales tax. I got to tell you, it's right in the MetaMask terms of service. When they update it, you can't get by the screen without clicking saying, I got it. And since I had been reading these tweets, I was like, I'm not going to click buy it. I'm going to read it. And I found it in section 4.3 where everyone said it was. And it's not clear at all that it doesn't apply to what you're doing in MetaMask. It's not even sort of clear. It just says it right there. You're like, Anyway, one of the things that people have to forget is that just because a wallet holder does not have any of your money. MetaMask does not hold any of your money. And so many people have no idea how wallets work. Wallets are viewers to the blockchain. The blockchain has your money. Actually, some exchange somewhere has your money. The blockchain just has a representative of a percentage you own of a certain project. And the market says that you can transfer some of that percentage of that project into fiat. But wallets don't hold anything. All these people type in, oh my God, they're going to take part of your wallet. Wallets do not hold anything. Wallets hold one important thing. Two important things, I should say. They hold a list of the things you're interested in. Those are the tokens. And each time you click on it, it goes out to the blockchain and says, how much of Pepe does Tom have? It's not in your wallet. And it also has some cryptography in it that the blockchain recognizes as you. And so you can interact with smart contracts and say this crypto signature is associated with this address. That's it. There's no way MetaMask could not possibly take money without proxying all your transactions through them. And then your crypto signature would not work with smart contract. It's too complex to think about. It's not like Robinhood or Ameritrade or something like that, where your money's really with the company and the keys are not yours, so they could just take some if they wanted. This is... I have talked about wallets at length, ad nauseum, etc. Anyway, before we finish the day here, let's give one last shout out to the people online. Thank you for watching. Appreciate that. YouTube, to my viewers, I appreciate it. Not very commenting. Those of you that watched in Space Lounge, thank you very much. We're going to jump around from room to room this week. And so in the next couple of days, we'll be in various different Telegram rooms trying to stir up some conversation and some good viewership. Appreciate everyone that watched today. Let's see, what else do we got here? I don't know why my oh, it's one of those long ads that goes on forever. I hate those. Anyway, the Crypto Life will be on in 2 minutes. So we'll hang on until then and hit some more of the news. Let's I got a few minutes left here. Let's see, got a few minutes left. Like I said, I'm live in the Space Lounge. I'll link to that in the comments below here on YouTube. If you're watching on LinkedIn or Twitter, open up the YouTube feed or just go to Telegram and search for the Space Lounge and join it. You will find this live show there, and you can ask questions. All right, let's see what's going on in the... Oh. Let's do a little cleanup. The Telegram spam people are the worst. Just drives you crazy. Anyway, so some, as they say, some more news here. Oh, look at that. Right towards the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Carmen Crypto. Good morning, Carmen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Carmen's in the Pacific time zone. I see my camera's lagging. Great. Carmen is in the Pacific time zone. Just getting up. It's 7:10 there in Las Vegas. As they say, welcome to the show. Carmen's the hardest working person in crypto. Gotta say, she's everywhere. The endless promoter. And endless business development wizard. For the many projects she's involved in, including Clear Cryptos. No fire alarms today. You know, fire alarms are always on Tuesdays. On my way to DC for a conference. I'm guessing that would be the government blockchain conference. Anyway, let me know about that, Carmen, and we can talk about that a little bit. Carmen's been doing a lot of work lobbying for the government blockchain for crypto. Via her association with the Government Blockchain Association. I'm sure that's what she is up to. Oh, my camera is lagging. My camera is lagging. All right, everybody. Carmen, thank you for watching. Good luck in Washington, D.C. We're going to give this show a toss-off. As you can see, Crypto Lifer is live here. He's back from Miami. I want to hear what he has to say about the conference, so I am going to drop off the air now. Like I said earlier, things in the week ahead. We went over the important numbers coming out this week to pay attention to. Next Monday, we're going to try to have my friend Pedro in the week ahead. Look ahead for the week. Pedro does the bit Cinco de Pedro. It gives me 5 minutes of market-leading technical analysis. We talked about Bitcoin 2023 and the shenanigans that were going on there. But also the good news about development on the Lightning Network. And other development that is bringing Bitcoin, out of just the basic Bitcoin land and into more common use. We talked about the problems with the high transaction fees too because of the ordinals. Hit a bunch of the news things going on. And important to say is to debunk this MetaMask myth. MetaMask has just wrote their terms and conditions poorly. They have a lot of products. It's not just the wallet you have. They have products that they sell. They have products, other types of things that do involve taxes in your local jurisdiction as not your crypto trades. Also, don't forget, there's that new episode of Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked out. Please go watch that. And of course, as always, I want to say thank you to Jason Myers, the lead architect of Audit Chain, and to Audit Chain itself for being the presenting sponsor for this show. So with that, I'll sign off. Carmen says, have a great week, Striking. I'll be on every morning here. So Carmen, if you're in DC and have time in the morning, come on and let us know what you're doing. Anyway, enjoy the day. Well, that didn't work. I had a new ending credit scene set up and all that. Totally didn't work. Let's try that again. Oh, the morning technical issues. Oh yeah, my computer's not happy. I think that's the reason why. It's slowing down. Oh, it's going to crash here any moment. It's going to crash. See, I can't even do it. There we go. All right, everybody. Enjoy.